Hello, hello! I'm the official name reader. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames read by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Terapagos and Terapagos alone. The one who I feel is the mascot, the true mascot and embodiment of Paldea. I'm not going to go ahead and type in things like stellar form or whatever form, because to me it's all the same. So just know that we're just typing in Terapagos, and that's it. So let's see what the first page Google has to say for us. Gamera based off the kaiju Gamera. That's the turtle boy, I'm pretty sure, based off the fact that Terapagos is also a turtle. We see kaiju stuff all the time. It's totally fine. I don't really feel like I have anything else to add to it. Pesto, I like that that's just in the A tier by itself and has no explanation. Food-based nicknames are fine. Do I think it fits? I mean, no, but whatever. Okay, there's a few things kind of worth highlighting, but nothing I'm particularly passionate about. Topaz, we saw this in quite a few episodes, I'm pretty sure. To me, the most notable one was there was this person who did the evolutions based off gemstones, and I want to say Topaz was Jolteon. So I'm going to think of that. Topaz by itself, it's not bad. It's just, I really loved the idea of the evolutions being themed after gemstones, and I feel like that elevated that nickname. Jade kind of fits the same thing. Hypnodisc is not a good one, but like oddly captivating my attention and being like, well, at least it's something I'm not going to scroll past. Teriyaki's more food. Karma, I don't mind. I think that could work as a Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname that you could put on just about anyone and it would work. I want to say we saw it on the Wobbuffet episode, which actually kind of makes perfect sense because it's whatever you dish out comes back at you twice as hard. So I feel like Wobbuffet kind of embodies that pretty well. It's not one I'm particularly crazy about, but it's fine. Pacific, we've seen stuff like this before. The Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, Arctic, Antarctica, blah blah blah. That one's fine as well. Gonna highlight Shell Shocker because of the anime, but that was something that was used on the Blastoise in the first movie. I guess while mentioning it, there's quite a few turtle Pokemon you could take inspiration from. Actually, one of my favorite episodes, which is the stupidest fucking episode ever, was in Journeys, where they did all the crack, and it was a turtle race, and it was like Squirtle, Turtwig, but they went through a bunch of different turtle Pokemon, and it was just oddly entertaining to me that they've got this catalog of Pokemon that they can just switch in between that are all of the same species. But yeah, there's other turtle Pokemon out there for you to take a look at if this episode doesn't help you. We also saw Kieran for Ogerpon, I'm pretty sure, as like a haha in your face thing, and we probably talked about it in that episode. If you wanted to do that with Terapagos, I suppose you can. But again, I think if you're going to name a Pokemon after Kieran, I think Hydrapple is kind of the thing that he's going to be most associated with. So unless you just feel like a joke at the little child's expense, then I'd put on Hydrapple. In the past, we've mentioned the idea of naming Pokemon kind of after their versions. So like the idea of naming, like, I think technically Zekrom and Reshiram are contrasting. So it's like Zekrom would be white and Kieran would be black, or Reshiram would be black, but that doesn't make sense. Well, like the idea of naming like Groudon Ruby or Kyogre Sapphire or something like that. And it does kind of feel a little dumb, I'm going to be honest. But technically speaking, Terapagos is going to be associated with Indigo because it's the Indigo Disc. If you want to call it Indigo Disc, that's fine too. But you could also just name it Indigo, kind of how like you could name your Koraidon Scarlet and your Miraidon Violet if you wanted to. I'm going to highlight this post just so we have something in the video, but I'll be honest and say nothing in particularly like stands out to me or feels unique or good enough. Okay, there we go. Now, it's not particularly a great name, but we have talked about Ninja Turtles in the past, so I guess it's worth mentioning Ninja Turtles if you feel like it. I remembered another turtle Pokemon was Caracosta. There's another Pokemon you could take a look at. But yeah, Ninja Turtles shows up every now and again. I feel like Raphael is probably like the least strong. Like Donatello, at least that's unique enough. Oh no. Yep, that's it. Okay, well, I went ahead and gave myself a small spoiler. I haven't gotten this far in the anime yet. I honestly need to be back on keeping on top of it, but I got distracted by Totally Spies instead. This is apparently, I guess, a canonical nickname, and I wasn't sure, and I was like, oh, maybe it's in reference to like the manga, but if I scroll down, I get to see that her kitty cat evolved, so there you go. Here's the canon nickname based off the anime that I guess she uses. Okay, well, that's the bottom. I don't really feel like we found anything. Like, I saw some suggestions, but they were just kind of to me. Nothing really grabbed my attention. So, you know, if you want to go ahead and take a look and read it on your own time, you're free to do that. You could also look at the second page of Google if you're feeling extra bored and spicy. Who knows? I don't have anything written down, but we do have 2 comment suggestions. Terrestrialization after the gimmick, which God knows what it's going to happen to it come the next game where it can't do that anymore. Or maybe they'll make it where only it can do that. I don't know. Pendant is in reference to the anime as well. It's not a great name, but it's an idea, I guess, if you want to reference it. But I think Pagogo would probably be the better choice between the 2. And then Shimmer's not bad sounding. It's just, I don't know. For whatever reason, that one doesn't catch my attention. Which is funny, considering I have Glimmer the Lantern. But what do I know? Starshell Terry. Does that fit? That doesn't fit. You know that's like 14 characters, right? Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Let us know what you'd use or recommend. Other turtles to consider maybe in the playlist. If you could think of a Pokemon that is a turtle, I could think of 3 and that was it. But I know there's more than 3. I feel like there's a turtle in Unova or something, but I'm like, no, that's a Crustle, that's not a turtle. Oh, fucking Caracosta's a turtle, you dumb bitch. That's the Gen 5 turtle you're thinking of. I don't know, there's turtles, man. Think about turtles, and that may be a Pokemon associated to it. When I used to work in schools, I remember a teacher had written on the board banned words, and one of it was turtles are cool, which is the most hilarious thing to have written on a board that says don't say this, because you know those children were pissing off that teacher, and that's just hilarious to me.